Welcome to another episode of Hangin with the Hunns with your host, Todd and Carrie Hunns. Rolling. Action. No. All right. So no, I'm just kidding. We're super laid back. Like we don't have So yeah, we're live. So I wanted to start this off by basically, like, me and you,
let's do an introduction.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
You want to introduce yourselves, or?
I'm Brandon Prevatt.
Yeah, I'm Mitchell Cole, writer-director of the feature film Against the Spread. Brandon's executive producer.
Yep.
And I'm Todd, and this is Carrie.
Hello. Okay.
So our history. So I remember Brandon we've probably known each other 15 years, maybe. And you owned the bar, Prevatt's in Middleburg. And my band used to play there, and we had some good times there, man. That was a fun thing. And I always remember you were like one of the only bar owners around that was like promoting music and stuff that was like our age in our scene and everything. And I always thought that was kind of cool. And then, we had some fun there.
The music was amazing. It was a fun job because you get to hang out and listen to great music every day.
Yeah, so right.
What a wonderful
way to
spend your day.
We used to play there with I think the Corbett brothers probably turned us on to that. And we used to play, they'd pack it out. And we packed it out quite a bit too.
Y'all back
Rusty
it out.
Shine.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Ivy West or Yankee Slickers for a while there.
Right.
And we had a lot of good bands. It was a lot of fun. It's an experience. I think as a business person, I probably did maybe a C if I was being generous, I guess, really. But as a just overall fun and kind of learning a lot of things, it was a lot of fun. Got to do it with my dad and my brother too, so that was fun for a while. And then everybody in Middleburg, being from Middleburg, it's nice to for a while there. It was kind of like going to high school and getting paid. You know what I mean? But,
like a local celebrity.
Yeah, bringing good entertainment.
Right.
Everybody. It was fun. I still have fond memories.
I remember you always took care of the bands too. I remember one time I won't mention her name, but you had a new manager, and it was like probably the fifth time we'd play there. And we, you were always like super cool with our tabs and everything, and we'd eat wings and have we probably went a little overboard sometimes, but this time we did. And you had a new manager, and we were like, and I remember she came up to me after the show, and everybody's feeling good at that time, and she was like, here's your tab. And I looked at it and I was like, it was $300 some odd dollars, and I was like, what? And she was like, I told her, we've never had a tab here. Brandon always takes care of us, and I go, how did it get up to $300? And she pointed at the bar, and Jason Morrison was there, and she's like, that guy's had 19 Jaeger bombs. And I was like, are you kidding me? So anyway, but and she said, she's like, this isn't the buffet, it's not all you can eat. If you need me to be the bitch, I'll do it. So she ended up, I think, cut it in half, and we took care of it. But anyway, that was funny.
That was a wild night.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Well, I don't think there wasn't any wild nights there.
Yeah, right.
But when the band was having fun, the people were having fun. So
yeah, exactly.
Kind of. We weren't the best business people because we were drinking behind the bar, and so
it was a party for everybody.
Pretty much everybody there was drinking and having a good time. So it was most of the time a lot of fun. Every time, once in a while, it got a little out of control, but that is what it is in Middleburg, unfortunately.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, we had. I remember when I used to manage Calico Jacks, and I would come in for my shift and basically have the bartender make me a Long Island before I started, and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to work. You know,
My
it
brother
was
got
kind
a
of the
DUI
same.
leaving CJ's when he
Oh
was
God,
19.
yeah, that's not good.
No,
That's
my
a bad
stepdad was a
memory.
cop, so it wasn't. It didn't play out well at all in our house. But
Was it on a? It was probably on a Tuesday night. They had the quarter beer nights.
it
on
was, and my
Tuesdays.
buddy Mac was the bar. It was the bouncer, so it was easy to get in. We grew up
Yes.
with him, and anyways, and then Stephanie, I think Stephanie, anyways, was the bartender, or whatever,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Yeah, I remember Stephanie.
And anyways, so it was, Middleburg. That's the thing is, they got a generational thing. We talk about it a lot. It's like it's nothing to go to a party or grow up kind of drinking around people that
Right.
are maybe 20, 30 years older than you, or maybe 5 or 10 years younger than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems to be a. I don't know that it's always a good thing, but it
Probably
was
not.
the way it was when we grew up. So,
Right.
but CJ's was fun, man. That was a good place. It's a flower shop now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually where we had our reception after we got
Our
married.
wedding reception was there. That was
At
crazy.
Yeah.
CJ's.
Yeah.
That one. Because
Really?
that's where he was working.
25 years ago, I had like all the beer reps were like hooking us up with kegs, and the general manager bought us like 200 wings, and there was people at the bar we didn't even know they were buying us shots and
Yeah,
everything.
it's
We're
fun.
like,
We had a
yeah.
great time.
And then we had T-Funk, the
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
He DJ'd it, and rest in peace, T-Funk. He's a good guy. But yeah, that was a wild night. And then I went out, and the car was like they had.
Oh,
What was that?
They ruined the paint.
I know they ruined our paint on our Altima. It was shaving cream, and they made like little like dicks and
Penis.
stuff all over it. And
Dried
run-
on it.
Yeah, just all kinds
Well,
of shit.
yeah,
I mean,
because
it's
we
hilarious.
went home, and then next morning we realized, we probably should have washed this off before.
Yeah, Florida, the
Before the
sun
sun
bakes
hits.
it, and yeah. So anyway, good times.
That's
But that was
Yeah, CJ.
that was a good place. There's a lot of memories of that place. But so anyway, so when you kind of like you sold the place, and then you
moved to St. Augustine almost.
well, you kind of like fell off the map as as far as like we knew, and all I heard that you were like getting into movies or financing a movie and something like that, and I was like, what? Like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
so how did that happen?
That's where
That's what I want to know.
I'll let it go from here. Then
Yeah.
you guys, because I definitely want to.
So my daughter was 6, and it just wasn't being acceptable anymore to be at the bar as much as I was to run it. My brother had already left. My dad, he was already retired. He bought it for us to run, but it was just me running it. It just got to be a lot. So we had talked to Skyler, the guy that owns Dalton's now, and he had come in and manage it. And we could like, let's see if you like managing. We'll see it. He had interest in buying it. We kind of knew. So anyways, that did work out, and we ended up selling it, and I took off. But I did sales before. My whole life pretty much I'd worked at sales, but a guy that I worked with in Jacksonville selling security cameras was from Miami, and a guy he worked with in Miami had wanted to be a movie star, but he was too short. And
Danny
so he-
DeVito.
yeah,
I know. Like,
well,
sure.
he wrote his own movie and like funded it and got it made. And he, the Susan De Laurentiis girl, that the Food Channel cook lady, that she used to be on Food Network, but her family has like a production, so he partnered with them down in Miami, and they were putting out movies, but he didn't make any money off of it. But they got released, and then so they started raising capital, and my buddy Tommy that I was friends with up here knew them and kind of knew they were doing that, so we started talking to them about how we could open up a room and raise capital for them. Made a lot of movies. We made like 5 movies with them, but they never really were making the quality movies, and it just didn't work out great. So when the pandemic hit, they basically shut down and then never came back, and that led to us kind of going here. But so we had shut down for a while too, because you couldn't make movies. Everything was out, and then
Right.
Ultimately we were trying to retool, and we're kind of realizing that they were never going to go back to work. So some of the guys that I was working with in Hollywood, knew Mitchell and brought us his film, and then so the guy that I was working for passed on it for what a stupid reason, but we turned around, and when I got an opportunity, I could watch the film. It was a rough edit of it, and I'm like, I like this, so we put some of our money into it, and then kind of gone from there and retooled what we were doing. Are doing a lot of what we did for that other company, but we've done it in a better way, and so ultimately we set up a real funding group now. And then we have funds that are set up. So we have a guy, Nick, that has the NAS fund. He did, what's the name of that with
Virtuoso with Anthony Hopkins.
He did Virtuoso with Anthony Hopkins, was his last film, but he's a well-established filmmaker. So he has a fund and a slate of films that we're helping fund for him. And then we partnered with a guy, Jeff, and Warren Ostergaard, his buddy, and they have a company called Enliven Content, but they do like faith-based and inspirational type films.
Right.
And so he did like The Hill with Colin Ford and Dennis Quaid was out on Netflix, and it did really well. But and then Warren was the line producer for Sound of Freedom. So then they have a fund that they're getting ready to start. We're going to start working with some of their projects, and they have a lot. Both of those guys are pretty established, so they're getting money from other places, but we're going to partner with them to help them get their films made, basically. And then we have two funds, the Breakthrough and Impact, which are basically to find up and coming people and help promote and get their films made, and kind of we're looking for talent out there and films to make. So, and partnered with Mitchell. He obviously is an up and coming. I don't know if did y'all get to watch Against the Spread?
We did.
We did.
Right on.
Yes, it's good.
I didn't even realize you're the actor, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I checked your IMDb, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. So yeah. So how do you raise money? I've always like wondered how do you do that, like Kickstarters or something?
It's kind of like that. We find investors. So like the way we're set up here, we're in the process of registering with the SEC, but we'll be a Reg D, non-exempt, basically security, and then we need to sell to accredited investors, and so we can market to them. We can advertise the way we're doing it, and put what we have out there and look for investors. But ultimately, it'll be a lot of partnerships with existing firms that are going to push it through, retirement funds and stuff like that. But they'll bring the capital, and then we'll partner them with the films and the fund that works. So, if you're into bringing up and coming and finding new talent and trying to rise with them, then this fund's for you. If you want the Impact Fund is socially impactful fund movies. So like it has a Lincolnville project that's about, growing up, the development of Florida and the, through the eyes of Frank Butler, or Butler's Beach. I don't know if you are familiar with it, but it was up until the civil rights law passed, it was the only all black beach in Florida past Daytona. So when you passed the Florida-Georgia line, you had to go past Daytona to have a beach that they were allowed to go to legally without getting arrested. And anyways, he developed a beach. Great guy, but it shows kind of the St. Augustine's a cool town, man. It's got a lot of like racial tensions and history, and Flagler coming through and taking all the Standard Oil money and running down here and developing Florida with, ultimately the eyes of really making more money off the Panama Canal when it came through, and getting a railroad. But you look and living in Florida now, it's like everything that he dreamed of is really like, it's here now. This is kind of that utopia he thought that everybody was going to want to live in and be at. So, anyways, stuff like that we'll be looking forward to finding projects like that and developing. And then Mitchell has a bunch of, he has two more projects that we're working with on him that are ready to come up. And then Tom, our other partner, has a couple projects that they're running through the Breakthrough Fund.
Right.
Is this all under Prevatt?
That's my company, so I own it, and it pay. That's where my paychecks come from for everything I do. But like my roofing company that I run work for and help run it, they pay me through that. Everything I do, I'm a contractor, so it's all.
So, but I'm talking about like when you say we, like the company that's funding all the projects and
That's
everything?
all Real Funding Group. It's a separate. It's a there. It has investors, and there's a group of I think 8 of us that own that company. Again? Real Funding Group.
Real Funding Group. Okay.
And they're just a management group. So the funds are actually registered securities. We just manage the funds and partner with directors like Mitchell.
Okay.
So we go find people that are capable of getting projects not only made at the budget, but get them to delivered and actually in the market. Because there's a lot of people that'll make a film and spend a lot of money doing it and then never be able to get it distributed. So it just sits there. But
and you said you have connections in Hollywood or in like California or
kinda. I mean, we know how to make films and get them distributed.
You have connections. You know the people.
we can get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you've been able to do the one that we watched Against the Spread, and then I think you watched another one, the Death House. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. It was a little too spooky for me.
So the guy, Harrison Smith, I always remember it because the safety for the Vikings has the same name. But anyway, he has a little bit of a name in the horror industry. But man, I think he outthought that one a little bit. Like, there's a scene where he's like supposedly reading the entrails, and I guess it's something that witches did in like medieval times.
Yeah,
but.
Like nobody else knew that.
How were you supposed? Only reason I know it's because I watched a podcast like this where he was talking about the film and explained it. But I'm like, way beyond. Anyways, it was but it could have did better. It was disappointing.
So how did y'all connect?
Yeah.
The people that did Death House, there's a guy Brandon Prevatt that worked with for Rick, the guy that I worked for, it was raising capital for, and when he split, we were talking. He does work for Nick, the guy that does Virtuoso, and then his partner Tom does work for Nick that does Virtuoso. Okay. So they turned around and when Mitchell and Tom, y'all met at Orange?
Yeah, we met at like the 2021 Orlando Film Fest. We both had short films there, and we saw each other's films and connected. And I got up with him a couple of years later when we got ready to do the project to have him produce it.
Okay.
And then Nick, he's talking about, is also executive producer on the film. I guess he's like the common denominator for all of this. He's like what brought us together was through Nick and Tom have known. They went to NYU back in the 80s, so they've known each other for 40, 50 years. Right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how we got linked up was through those guys.
And then Nick had the distribution connection, so he got it got it out there.
So they're just like, I mean, that's what I'm trying to fill out. So they were just like, yeah, we know this guy. You got to check out
it's all about
his stuff or something. You know, I mean,
that's a good.
Because I know how it is in the
all
band.
About the capital, man.
In the band industry, it's all like,
if you can raise money and bring money to the table, everybody. I mean,
word gets around.
Yeah.
No, but it's. You know what I mean? It's money's dollar to come by, and a lot of the studios and stuff are pretty strict about what they're putting money into, and it's a lot of times they're not taking any risks. So, like, if you want to get out there and make something that isn't just so mainstream, like you better have 5. That's why you see the same movies made over and over again, because they know they're profitable. They know what they're going to make, and even if it's not a blockbuster, or they're not going to make a home run, they're going to make a single every time, and it's all
safe.
Playing it safe. So if you want to go find a guy, so the big thing with Against the Spread is we filmed it. They filmed it during the pandemic before I came on. The strike. But so they couldn't have.
Okay.
There's no SAG actors in it. Mitchell did a fantastic job of screening actors that weren't SAG actors to find people that could provide a performance like they did.
Right.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when you go to sell the movie, it's harder to get that sell because they're just sales. I don't know. It's you got to have something to sell. So they're all just looking for that easy angle that they can pitch in an elevator pitch and make somebody understand. So if you can't do that, or they don't feel you can do it quick enough or easy enough,
right,
and they go with something else, even if they think that might be the
That's what
film.
I'm trying to understand is how that happens, that connection. You know, it's like,
that's how a guy like me can get in and work with guys like this or Nick or them, because ultimately they don't want to have to deal with being told what they should do in a film. They want to do what they want to do, and ultimately studios are the control. It's a controlling wife. They're going to tell you exactly where to go and where to be and what to do and how to do it. And you're going to spend this much money, and I think this actor's great for that. Well, no, this is who we're going to put in it, and that's that.
Okay, yeah.
So to give them the money, it gives them a freedom of being able to do what they really want to and put hopefully better product. And then the other part of it is a lot of us are, I mean, Nick isn't going out and making faith-based films, but Mitchell's looking at some of them and has a lot of that Southern kind of, we're in the Bible Belt basically. Yeah. So you get a lot of that kind of in our films that I grew up with and like to see. And, unfortunately a lot of Hollywood isn't putting out there. So
we were definitely like, it kind of had a like a nostalgia to it. When we were watching it, we were like, didn't we think it was somewhere like it was filmed?
Oh no, I was like, that looks like Prevatt.
Oh no, yeah.
The bar there, and I was like, that setup, it looks like, no, exactly like it. I was like, wonder if he got it.
Where was it filmed?
We filmed like around, it's called Marianna, Florida.
Okay,
that's at. So like that side of the state, and Panama City Beach and everything in between. So we didn't move too far out of it.
You said it was out Panama City Beach because you were just out there like a few years ago, and it looked very similar.
Yeah. So I guess before we talk about the movie, why don't we? So how did you get started in all this? Did you go to school or?
No, never went to film school actually. I was going to middle school like when YouTube first came out, and nobody knew what to do with like people make money off of YouTube now. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew what YouTube was for. They were just making stupid videos and putting them on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were in that, and we're like, man, it's a lot of fun. Skip to high school senior year, go get a real job, and then it was just like it never felt. I always, man, like I missed out on that. I really missed doing that, and so jumped back into it. Had no connections or didn't know anything about how to get into this. So I started doing like student films as an actor. So like Ringling College, like the Florida State University. And it was really like just taking notes on like how everything operated and wasn't really getting a lot of acting gigs. Like student films are kind of weird sometimes. They're really pretentious and like have a, like I didn't fit a lot of the roles.
We have a film student, our daughter.
Oh, really?
She's a DA graduate, and she's in college for film now.
Okay, so you guys probably sit through a lot of those student screenings.
We were involved with. I think I acted in a few of them.
I actually love them. I love those little. I mean, really not all of them. Some of them are pretty bad.
But we sat through a bunch of them that were like. Some of them you're like, and then you're like, I don't understand.
I just love the creativity. It's like when you'll get somebody that. Like your film, I don't want to like spoil or anything, but like when we first started watching it, I was like, this is what the nose job? I was like, how are we going to go from here? And I was thinking, this is freaking crazy. I did not expect that, that's honestly. For sure. And by the end of the movie, it's like how you build the characters and I don't know what that's called. It's like developing the characters but by the end of the movie I was like, damn, that's a good movie.
You know, and what? I was like, it totally makes sense. Now
I'm
the
like,
time we live in, I was like, this is what these kids do these days.
For you.
It totally makes sense.
But so anyway, so go on.
So that's why I started making my own projects. I really enjoyed like doing that when I was younger, but the main reason I jumped back into that part of it instead of just acting was like I'm not getting any gigs. You know what I mean? Like nobody's casting me in these pretentious student films. Right? So I was like, I'll just make fun short films. Started doing that. Made a few of them. Then we kind of like were researching like how do we get from here to where we want to be, and looked into film festivals. So we started submitting to film festivals, and actually had a film called Derelict in 2021 that did pretty good. It was like a short film, and that's the one I met Tom Rondinella on in Orlando. And then it was like, we ran a couple of those through the festival circuit, and it's like, okay, now we want to go bigger. Now we want to go to feature film. And I'd never made a feature film. So when I was like, well, what are we going to make? And how do we, we're going to put everything into this. How do we make sure we get to make another one? This one isn't a flop and doesn't fail. People like it. And I was like, what if I just like go in the public like domain where you can just get a story? So anyways, I was like, well, I don't even know like any old writers. I'm not a big literature guy that reads old, literature. I did it in high school for a grade, but was like, I know Shakespeare's pretty good. So that's why we went for Merchant of Venice. And I'd never heard of Merchant of Venice. And I read that premise, like so like in the actual Shakespeare play, this guy basically meets a rich girl that he wants to woo. Her dad dies and she's getting this large inheritance. So he wants to go impress her, but he's like, well, I don't have anything to impress her with. So he goes to his buddy that he knows that's got a bunch of merchant ships out. And he's like got money like that. And he's like, well, here, go treat her. But you got to pay me back because I'm going to get the money from this guy. And I was like, that's just so absurd. Like, but it could still work today, especially in the Panhandle. And so anyways, I just adapted it to modern day. That's freaking
hilarious. I love that.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That makes it a whole
if you go back and read like up until you guys will know I'm talking about the halfway point, like everything after that was kind of we changed, but everything prior to that like
if we were like Shakespeare savvy, we would have probably caught on.
It makes sense because I'm all about the rom-coms. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are kind of like that. Like when you fall in love with the person, it's like you'll do anything for them and you'll do stupid things and do crazy things. And a lot of them are like that. So yeah, it totally makes sense. I was like, I can't believe it was his uncle, right?
Yeah.
His uncle was like,
Unc.
Unc. So like he was willing to put his life on the line for him. I was like, man, he really loves his nephew.
Mm-hmm. Tough love, but he does love him. But I think rom-coms always get a kick out of them. I don't really get into them. So this film, I was like, okay, let me kind of like show
your
that
version.
Yeah.
That's good.
I should say stupid love.
There you go.
It's stupid love.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like what you do stupid things for love or what, and what even really love. It was just like, I don't know, like
spiraled on them.
I don't know what it was.
Bad decisions when they should have cut it off the whole time.
Exactly.
I had somebody tell me, they were like, I was watching it the whole time just going, no, don't do it.
I know, right? It's like, what in the
And you think about it, like in our own lives, it's like, okay, I got friends that all they do is make bad decisions, and then I have friends that make good decisions, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can see he's not making a good choice.
Well, it kind of have that. Well, his friend though was his friend. He actually found and fell in love. Like, so you did have a love story with the other two.
Don't give too much away.
Hey.
No, but we were actually talking about what's the movie? Mark Wahlberg.
Pain and Gain.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We're like, oh my God, we gotta watch Pain and Gain because it's like a true story that's as ridiculous, as this is. And so we didn't ever watch it, but we watched your movie. But we've seen it already, and like I love the part in the middle of Pain and Gain where they say, remember, this is a true story.
It reminds you. It's like, because it's they're idiots. So stupid.
Just idiots. They're just keep going, like, keep digging and digging and digging.
Like, make a good choice, man. Come on.
No, I love those kind of movies, and that's like what appealed to me with the Shakespeare thing. I'm just like, you've got to be an idiot to do this.
Yeah.
And anyways.
The bar did remind me of Prevatt's when the guy was like, you gotta get these assholes out of here, and he's like, if we got these assholes out of here, there wouldn't be anybody here.
Exactly.
So Prevatt.
Like, I wish I would have used that.
There might be assholes, but there are assholes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that part, it did look like it from the inside, but as soon as they walked outside, I was like, no.
Well,
we did a premiere over at the theater in the town. There was a cast and crew premiere that over there that was pretty packed house, man. It was a good time.
Dude, it was.
But it was like you were seeing all the people that were in it were watching it with us. That was
it's like weird. And then there's one part we actually shot the scene in front of the movie theater, and we actually did the screening at that theater. So like anywhere else, that part plays and it's like whatever. But for that screening, it says cinemas, and then everybody inside was like, oh, it's like what do they call that, meta or whatever.
So it kills me wearing a Gator shirt, but I got to say because they're all tied in with the FSU Film School. And they're kicking butt over there, man. They got another project that Mitchell Axon and the Shakira, the girl that is playing in the girl. They're in it called It Ends, but it's getting a lot of hype too. They did well at South by Southwest. And what y'all win?
So it premiered at South by Southwest this year. It was in competition with the 10 narrative films, and then it actually won Fantasia, which is like a really big genre festival up in Canada. Won that like best New Blood or so. I forgot what they call it. It's a genre festival, so they got like funny names for the awards. But yeah.
What was the name of it?
It's called It Ends.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I saw like somebody give like what is that?
A review.
And he was like, it was on your like Instagram
Oh,
thing,
it was probably Chuck.
I don't know, but I was like, okay, we're gonna have to see this. I mean, he really like,
he sold us totally, because I watched it. I was like, I gotta watch this movie.
I was like, is it like life changing? I gotta see this.
I'm telling you, like when we premiered, it was because South by is in Austin, and it was packed, sold out, and there was like 2 theaters. They had like the overflow theater. It was sold out. And after the film, I mean, we liked it. We worked on it we actually shot it like 3 times, had reshoot it, and every time it got better, and we got like more resources behind it. But so we knew we put a lot into it. But then after the premiere, people are coming up like, yeah, like this changed my life. I was like, what? Like I still can't wrap my head. I watch it. I'm just like, yeah, I remember doing that. That's Gainesville. That's Tallahassee. But it's crazy. Like the hype that it's getting right now. Yeah, people are losing their minds over it. So
is it available to watch now?
No, it's still in the festival circuit right now.
Okay.
But I know they're like I say, with all the success it's due for a distribution deal. I'm out of those talks, so I have no idea what's going on with the distribution. But as soon as it's announced, I'm sure it's gonna, you'll see it somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it now.
Yeah. It's out there.
That's why we got Mitchell we're really lucky to have him running the Breakthrough Fund, because technically he is a breakthrough. He's writing, directing, he's pretty much the total package, man. It's pretty amazing some of the stuff he's got. But we're excited that technically what we're setting the fund up for is to find people like him and then help them get the opportunity to get these films out. Like, all right, let's do this and do this right and get it better and better, and then keep growing. And what was a low budget film this time will be a medium budget, and we'll get up to where
So I got a question.
Yeah.
How do you find everybody? I mean, I know there's the SAG, you said. That's like, is that everyone, actors, the videographers, everything?
So SAG is like for the actors there, but there is that, because SAG's just a union. So there's other unions for the crew members. Like I say, we shot during the strike because we were like completely independently financed, and we probably weren't going to go union anyway. But so yeah, we had none of those options available when we shot this. Like everybody we can't work.
Right.
So everybody was pretty green on the crew. We have some people that have been doing it a while that haven't yet got, because you have to work on union projects to be eligible to join a union. And then even then you can still elect to not join the union. Like if your heart's really in doing like the low budget, just indie grinding game.
Independent.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, you have to be eligible. Then you have to elect to join and pay your dues and all that. So, but no, nobody on our set was union at all.
So when you're starting out, what do you do? Is there like a website or something that you can go to, or is it like word of mouth
to get gigs? You're talking about
to get like all your people, all your actors, your
the whole
camera
crew.
people. How do you get your music? That kind of
that's
stuff.
a good question.
Yeah.
So
because I know a guy.
He knows all the guys.
What was the Yankee name you said? Because I remember
Yankee Slickers. We tried to get Yankee Slickers.
I got Rusty Shine, my band.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I remember seeing that name come across now, and I'm like, the dots all connect now.
Yeah.
It so I was talking with some of the local musicians about getting some of their music as we come across it, especially on the low budget, because we don't have a lot of money, but still at some point you get a credit and royalties. So if the film does well, the way it works is the royalties come in and you're credited on it. So then you get a commission off of it. So it's like you can set up and not pay somebody a lot of money up front. It could still be a positive thing for them. They could get but a lot of, your traveling bigger musicians want to get paid.
We don't care. We're like, we just want to hear our music.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and add to the stuff so that
exactly
you can really set the tone of a movie with the music. So it's really for something that a lot of times doesn't have a lot of money allocated to it. It is a very important part of what's going on. So that kind of stuff's pretty easy. What you do want to do is a copyrighted song, so it has to be originals if you're going to do that, because you can't, obviously can't.
And it helps the like ASCAP or BMI or whatever if you're registered with them, then somehow every time the movie plays, basically whether it's streaming or wherever, then that's when the bands are getting paid. So that's what we did for this one. Which I'll be honest, like I was out of some of the production, so I don't know how much some of the bands got paid or whatever, if they got paid for the music or whatever. But I do know like the ASCAP and BMI and all that, that's going to go back to them.
Yeah, I know. I got a strike, a copyright strike when I used my own song. I was like, what? The hell? I was like, that's my song. How are you going to give me a strike? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do anything because it's me, you know? And so it's just, they don't care.
They came after us when we owned the bar. ASCAP, BMI.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, they do that.
They did. And then what I learned from it was, if you own a bar, here's a tip. Don't ever sign the contract. They're not enforceable. So,
really?
Yeah, but they could come in there and threaten you. But the only way they actually got money out of me was when they took me to court. The judge was like, well, you signed the contract, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm going to do you a favor right now. And he cut it off right there. And he's like, if you're agreeing, and basically I paid him a fee. And then we agreed that I wasn't covered by them anymore, and then they sent me nasty letters forever, but I never agreed to it. But anyways, they got me for several grand, but for playing karaoke and having cover bands in my bar.
Right.
I never knew. I wondered about that, if you would get in trouble, because I'm like, how do these bands just play whatever they want?
Yeah, a lot of times they won't, like, especially new places, they'll only let you play if you have original music. Like, you can't play any cover songs.
I wondered how you get away with that.
Well, it's copyright. I mean, you just do it.
Until somebody says you can't.
I mean,
it's fine when you're a little place like we were with one restaurant, but when you start owning chains, which is really the only way to make money in a restaurant, as soon as you get 15, 20, you're a corporation, guaranteed, and then they're going to go after the corporation, and the corporation's going to settle with a lawyer. So it's they're grifters, man. There is no other getting around ASCAP and BMI. Go look at it. What they're doing is fair, and I want to support artists and stuff. But at some point, I also want to support local guys that are playing cover songs. And I'm not a musician myself, but I can say pretty confidently that music should be. Everybody should be. If you want to like a song, you should be able to play it and jump on it.
It's not like people aren't still going to those concerts of the real people that are it's from.
I mean, I think the only way to really, outside of being a major recording artist, the only way to really make money in that music anymore is really to be a traveling and hit the stage and sell your shirts and sell your merch and all this stuff. It,
old fashioned way, right?
I'm glad they do it because we live like 5 minutes from the St. Augustine.
Oh, that's our favorite.
We love
that's
that
our favorite place. Yeah, love that place.
It's great.
We were looking at Ponte Vedra and St. Augustine, and then I was like, man, the music. We ended up there, and I'm like, so glad.
Love
we
St. Augustine anyways,
there's more.
No offense, Ponte Vedra.
No,
it's just a different.
Ponte Vedra Music Hall. That place is. Have you been there since they redid it?
I watched the fly through, and then I really wanted to go to the Wood Brothers the other day.
It was so good. Wood Brothers are awesome. Yeah. That was
it was our first time there at that venue, and it's the first time I saw Wood. Well, I guess we've seen Wood Brothers, but that was the full concert.
Swanee.
Oh my gosh!
So were y'all in the top part, or
no? We're just in the general.
But it's area. Like, from what I've heard, it's completely different. Like, they gutted the place and made it different. It's really nice though. I was impressed, and the sound's really good. And anyway, shout out Ponte Vedra Music.
It's going to be really nice. So it's like you got Ponte Vedra, and then you step up to St. Augustine, and then they're redeveloping the Jaguars down right across from the practice field. Like, the practice field's the only thing that stays at the stadium. But when they rebuild the stadium, on the other side of the practice field is going to be this amphitheater. I was looking at the diagrams, and it looks like the amphitheater's at the stage is at the practice field, and it looks like it goes up like about 2 stories on a grassy knoll that you can like look back on sitting on the river looking back. But it's supposed to be like 12 to 15,000 seats, so it'll be like a little bit. So you got 5,000 at the amp, you got I think 1,500 at Ponte Vedra, and then you'll have like a 10 to 12 there, and then the stadium will be like 60 to 80.
Doing that.
Yeah, that's
So that's going to be another outside venue they're doing.
Outside amphitheater that builds up into
great.
the river right there. It's going to be beautiful. Can't remember downtown ever really being a fun place to be in my
No,
life.
Yeah,
my whole life growing up, it was in that area, and that's all they talked about was we need more life, to come back into downtown, and it was all about getting an NFL team. So they're like, as soon as we get the NFL team, we're going to bring life into downtown. We're going to bring all the stuff, and I was like, okay, where is it? Because we got the team, and then it was like it just wasn't happening. It was like just sitting there, and you just went to the games. That's it. And I was like, and finally, how many years? Now they're finally starting
Jason
to
Honeycutt.
build. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of him, right? Because he's got boom, 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 boom. Now everybody else is
1904 and all that. Well, it's not there anymore, but
those are good places. That whole little strip.
Oh my God, it's great. I love it. He's done really good over there.
I feel like Jacksonville's a great place, man. If you're young and you young or mid, whatever part of life you are, if you want to get on something, man, Jacksonville's a booming city, man. There's a lot of opportunity here if you want to open something up or do something cool. There's a lot. People in Middleburg, whatever, don't ever go to the beaches, and beaches don't ever come here. But as a whole, the city's humongous, man. It's a lot of people here.
It's the largest city in America geographically. Pretty sure,
and it is up and coming.
You could
finally
fact check me on that one.
It is.
Crazy, like all of a sudden now.
I'm pretty damn sure because I'm from Los Angeles and it's not as big, which is crazy because Los Angeles
like
County
it is though when we're there.
Humongous.
Yeah.
So I got trapped trying to fly out of Ontario and leaving from like Malibu, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. But our flight got changed, and then we had to leave. So I got up, and it was like, you got to leave. It was like 6 hours before, and we almost missed our flight. I'm like, but we had to leave in the middle of the morning and fight through all the traffic all the way through LA terrible. On the 101. I'm like, I never wanted to do it again. I'm like, this is horrible.
We went back to California to see my son get married.
Yeah.
And we were there for 3 days, like a weekend, pretty much 4 days. Mm. And by the time, I think we went back Sunday or Monday maybe, and I was like, I'm ready. Let's get out of here.
I can only spend about a few days.
I mean, I love California, like the nature and everything, and the mountains and everything, but the city, I cannot stand Los Angeles. And I grew up there, so.
And it's just so different, even like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah. It's beautiful.
I'm a Tahoe fan.
Yeah, there's a Loch Ness in that.
Yeah,
water, supposedly. Yeah, I'll get my tinfoil hat on. We could start talking about Loch Ness. Tahoe Nessie.
That wouldn't be the first time.
I'm pretty sure there's some bottomless pits in Lake Tahoe.
Our son just went there.
Yeah, it's very deep.
Our son went there and he was canoeing or kayaking on the lake.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
And he was told by the people that he was staying with about didn't he tell us about there's dead bodies in that?
There's all kinds of crazy stuff.
I believe that.
From the local casinos.
Like that too.
Yeah.
What is?
Lake Mead. They're so deep they can't get them. So if you drown out there, they just let you. They're not going to get you. It's like they need a submarine.
There's something. There's a stronghold out there. I don't know.
Pass on all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That cold water gets me, man. We in Tahoe, there's this little Lake Angola. It's like right above it, basically, but it's a lot smaller. And if you go up there, it's got these rock cliffs you could jump off of, and you can rent kayaks and stuff at this little it's like a coffee shop with like pancakes and stuff. But it's a great time. But we were but it was a little warmer because the lake was smaller and it's a little higher, so the sun was hitting it. But it made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, we used to go hike out in the more in Nevada area, but I love that. All those mountains, the lakes in the upper, mountain areas.
No, I've never been to Northern California.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty,
only
man.
Southern.
It's beautiful. I can remember the smell of the pines.
I've always wanted to see the redwoods.
Go like Carmelo by the sea and Monterey and coming right up through there when you're coming off the Pacific Coast Highway through, and then skip San Francisco and go right around.
Yeah, right. Nobody wants to go there.
Stop for a second in Chinatown and get some really good takeout.
Yeah, San Francisco. Oh God.
So Mitchell, are you from Florida?
Yes, born and raised
Yeah.
Panhandle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have relatives in the Panhandle.
Yeah, my brother lives in Pensacola.
And Pensacola, huh?
Mm.
How long has he been there?
Around 15 years.
So was he there during Hurricane Ivan? Or after, maybe?
When was that?
It was like 2004, I believe, the end of 2004.
Not yet, I don't think. Well, maybe because he pretty much moved there right after graduation and graduated in 99. So, yeah, he would have been there. Yeah.
Is that the one that hit Mexico Beach and all them?
I'm trying to think.
No, that was Michael. That was more recent. No, Ivan was like back in 2000. I remember where I'm at, so close to like Mariana, Bluntstown. We actually had like a couple of tornadoes spawn off of Ivan, but yeah, it hit Pensacola direct hit. But I've been there like recently, and you would never know. You know what I mean? Like they took a direct. It was like a Cat 3.
I do remember that now. Yes, he was there.
Yeah, it was scary.
But it didn't, like where they were, they didn't have any damage. And
really?
His in-laws live on the bay, like right there. And they did have a lot of flooding. I do remember it came up, I think it went in their pool and everything up to their house. Yeah. But I don't think it did any damage to their house or anything. So yep, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. There was 2 last year.
We were but that's when we were in Missouri? I think we were in Missouri when all that happened. That's right. Yep.
Missouri.
Yeah. I could only handle 2 years there. I was like, okay, we gotta go. I go back to Florida. I'm a Florida girl, born and raised too. So I was like, I've tried to live in Louisiana. I've tried to live in Missouri. Can't do it. I have to be here.
What part of Louisiana?
I'm the same way.
Denham Springs, near Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of stories in Louisiana.
How did y'all meet?
So we met
Club 5.
Club 5, really?
Well, I met him it was a friend's party in high school. I was in high school, and she had a party, and she had like one of the homes that I never knew had basements in Florida. I'm like, there's a house that has basement in Florida. It's so crazy. It was in Riverside.
Hill. Okay.
And so she had this house party, and it had a band. This was like out of a movie for me. It was so exciting. I was like, this is so crazy. It's a house party. There's a band playing in the basement. I was like, so that's where I first heard OBC.
Ordered by Chaos.
Yes.
You were the band.
Yeah. And so it's the first time I heard. And
I'm the drummer.
Of course, one of my friends was in love with the singer. And so that's how we're all just going to go and, check it out and everything.
Check out the singer.
And then later, I met him at Club 5. And that's where I wanted to like get to know him. So from there on, it was all
we
about.
We were all in the same scene. So
how'd you get to Jacksonville then?
I lived with one of her friends, and she hooked us up. So
because eventually I was like,
how did I get to Jacksonville?
Yeah.
My first wife, I came out here years ago, maybe like 30 years ago, and
mid-90s.
And then we divorced, and she moved back to California. So, and then we met like 2 years after that. So
98.
Yeah.
99, 98.
Those were fun years in Jacksonville back in the late 90s and early 2000s. That was
all the friggin'
I don't think people really understand
Club 5 and everything.
Man.
It was wild.
All the clubs. We had so many clubs. I mean, that was all we did.
Especially in like 98 and stuff, like the nobody really understood what that whole scene was.
Yeah.
So
it was like it came and gone. Like it was like
under the radar.
It was so crazy.
And stuff you could never get away with.
We
even
were
Milk
right
Bar,
in it.
that was like even early 90s.
That was crazy.
We were at Blink 182, and I saw my friend Jessica Colino from like across the room go, like she was crowd surfing, got tossed up, hit the roof, like comes down. And we're
was that at Milk Bar?
At Milk Bar. She's like way across the room. We're like, how do we get to her? But
I remember
she was
playing
all right.
at the Milk Bar. The drums are up on a riser, and the air conditioner unit is like pretty much right here.
No.
And it was, so.
Yeah,
the
that
place is
dripping on you.
But it was great. I mean, I'd hit it with my sticks every once in a while.
Because that was like basement club.
Just very claustrophobic,
Yeah.
But
I drive through there sometimes. I can't tell where 618, like West Forsyth, the 618 club used to be. I'm like, I know it was somewhere right here, but I don't really.
That's right on the corner.
Pretty sure it's the one that has like a mural painted on the side of it now, and I can't remember.
I think it's black, big square building right on the corner of I don't know, Forsyth and whatever that is, Jefferson.
Yeah.
You would think with all that coming in there, that whole area has to be revitalized, right?
Yeah,
you would think.
I got
I
friends.
remember
keep
all those
telling them.
places, man. There was
So
a
many
pizza
empty
place, you know,
There's still a pizza
that
place.
had the Order by Chaos pizza.
It's probably that
Oh,
one,
yeah.
isn't it?
Really?
Yeah.
You had your own pizza?
Yeah, we had our own
Oh,
pizza.
dude.
It was awesome. Good times. There's
It
all
was
kinds
good
of bars.
times.
All those buildings down there were bars, and I mean it was different. Now there's
I
nothing.
know.
So
I'm glad
hopefully
they're
bring
bringing
it
back
back.
the club for Club 5 called the 5 or 5 now, but
yeah,
I'm glad it's coming back as a club
At
now.
the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no
Really?
longer theater. It's back to being a club and where they're playing live music now again.
So did y'all ever do the it was on I think Tuesday nights at Starlight when they did the Irish car bombs, the like $2 Irish car bombs or whatever.
no, but I love those.
We used to work on Bay Meadows and we would go down there every I think it was Tuesday night, and I don't know how we'd get home, man. But they would they give you $2 Irish car bombs, and it was dangerous.
We just made a
Sounds like
drink in our last podcast. It's kind of like an Irish car bomb. It's a drop my pants in the garage. So it's Pantalones, which is the McConaughey's tequila,
Okay.
and you drop it in a garage beer.
Which is
And
a
it's-
lime beer. It has to be the
it's-
lime beer.
It's
Okay.
good. Have you had garage beer yet?
No.
That's good.
What
Really
is it?
good.
Is it like
It's just a light beer.
okay?
It's a lime.
There's a
well, they
lime
have a
flavor
regular.
and a regular one.
Yeah. Tastes
Yeah.
like beer.
Yeah.
And then the lime. Oh, yeah.
Beer.
There's the.
Beer flavored beer, and then there's
Yeah,
lime
that's good.
flavored beer.
Sounds
So-
good.
Yeah, we like a drunken podcast.
Well, we like try when we hear about a new like beer or liquor or whatever. We like to try them, especially if they're like celebrities. Sometimes we'll try theirs because it couldn't be really that good. I don't know, but the Pantalones was good,
Yeah, it's really good.
and I don't like tequila.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
See, when
Very
we had
easy
the
to
bar,
drink.
Tito's was just coming on, and they
Yeah,
were,
that's what I
they were
said.
begging
We're
us
talking
to
about
sell that
Tito's.
stuff, man.
I-
They were like, please. They were giving us case deals and everything. Like a year later, it's like, hey, what's up with these Tito prices? They're like
It's top
skyrocketing.
I
shelf
know.
now.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
It
I
is.
was just telling him that when I first, because I was going through a gluten-free stage, and I was like not drinking beer anymore. I was trying to drink things that are just like sugar-free and gluten-free, whatever. I couldn't stand cider, so a friend of mine, Amy Schumacher, you probably know her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. We were all at Prevatt's, and I was telling her, it's like, yeah. So I can't drink vodka though; it makes me have a headache. And she's like, try Tito's. And y'all had Tito's, and it was the first time I tried it was at Prevatt. So, and I remember trying it, and the
That's
next day
funny.
I didn't have a headache, and I was like, sold. And that
Full
was
circle.
like all I would drink after that. Any vodka it had to be Tito's. And so now it's so crazy to me now that when I order Tito's, it's considered top shelf. I'm
That's
like,
crazy. I didn't
what
even
in
know
the
that.
world?
They sold it to us at well prices. That when they originally came out and sold it to
Please,
us
it
to
was
get us to
new.
buy it, they were like, "You could replace your well with this. It's the same price." Blah blah blah. Try it. I swear. And I'm like, I see
Oh
it
my
now all the
God.
time, and I'm like,
It's-
what?
it's
the?
really
I have not
good.
They
paid that.
marketed that right on
Yeah,
up.
right?
It's
Seriously.
good.
You guys remember Ron Jeremy's rum he did for a while?
What?
Dude, I had a buddy. He was in a band, and I mean,
we are so far
Oh
out.
my God.
it was like 2012, I think. I mean, these guys didn't have like a record deal or anything. They were just playing shows like around Florida, and they reached out to Ron Jeremy, and it was called Rum Day Jeremy. It was some rum.
Oh.
Ron Jeremy. I just remember everybody.
Great. I was gonna
That's
be
a
like,
lamp
try that
idea.
rum.
Make a Ron Jeremy
Dude.
lamp.
They sent them
Oh my
like
God.
200 T-shirts.
Oh, Raunchy Ron.
It's gonna be one of those
Turn-
touch lamps. So
turns
you
on
touch
and
it, and it
off.
gets brighter.
Never mind.
Wow.
Yeah, I can
You
have
could-
some
you
fun with that
Yeah.
Count down to 10 and it turns on.
one. Do what? Pull the. Yeah. What do they call them? The porcupine?
Oh my goodness.
Porcupine?
I don't know.
Ah, you do. You're just not saying.
But no, that was crazy. Yeah, they sent them T-shirts and alcohol. They're like, please have people take shots at your show.
Right.
And I remember like everybody just showing up
So
around
awesome.
town with Ron
Oh
Jeremy.
my
It was
God.
Ron Jeremy's face.
Oh my
it was
God,
just
of
his
course.
face. That's all. It was like Rum Day Jeremy. It was just Ron Jeremy's face. It's like, where'd
He's
you get
in
that shirt
jail.
from?
So
Oh,
I just heard something. Speaking of Ron Jeremy, and I mean, it's
He's
not
in
really-
jail.
Is he?
He's in jail for rape.
Mhm.
oh my
I swear.
gosh.
I swear, look it up.
I mean,
He went to
I think
jail
you're
for
right.
rape.
I think I saw that.
Right, dude. Doesn't even make things that'll blow your mind. How
Yeah,
does somebody
that's
like
like-
that go to like?
Okay.
Couple
Next
years.
subject.
Didn't see
Couple
that
years.
coming.
Sorry.
I think I heard about
Doesn't mean you can't try his rum.
Ozzy has an alcohol brand that I said Ozzy. I don't know. It's got his DNA in it.
What?
Yes, it's real.
There's an alcohol, like a liquor that has Ozzy's
Pretty
DNA
sure it's
in it.
Ozzy's DNA in it.
I'm not trying
I'm gonna
that.
I'm gonna put it like right here
and all kinds
because
of
you guys don't believe me, and I'm gonna put it right here. The article. So
that's insane.
yeah, it's. I don't know if I don't know where they derive it from, but I'm not drinking it.
Maybe it's hair strand.
But
I don't know.
Rest in peace,
Yeah, right.
Ozzy.
They
rest
just
in
soaked
peace,
his
Ozzy.
hair
Did
in
you
it.
ever do
Yeah.
something when you were like a kid that your dad or your mom or parent was like, what in the hell? And you were like, no, it's fine. It's cool. I promise. And then like later on, you're like, damn, what was I thinking? The MTV Music Awards with Prodigy when it's like a Smack My and Firestarter and all that's coming out. He was on the MTV Music Awards at a live concert, and I was a teenager at my dad's house, and we're watching this on MTV, and I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. Watch this. He started like spitting everywhere on everybody in the front row, just like blah, blah. And my dad's like, I would be so bad. And I'm like, no, it's fine, it's cool. And then I'm like, now that I'm adult, I'm like, what in the hell? So I don't know if I want to drink a DNA beer. But
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that makes me think of.
No, thank you.
That guy's not here anymore either. Jeez.
The Prodigy guy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think he died.
He's still very big in Ireland. I was just over there. They're all big. Yeah, they still like rock out to him all the time.
I used to love him in high school. I think I had his CD, the Prodigy CD.
Yeah.
Or tape.
Yeah, that was all that
tape.
time. That 98-ish.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
There was a lot of Prodigy remixes going on with the DJs, and I think DJ Sandy and
that was another
him?
thing that was big. The DJs
Kinesis, you
in
said?
the clubs where it was not EDM at the time. What do we call it?
I was like electronic. I don't know, but
We called it something.
House.
Like
house music,
House.
Jungle. There
Yeah.
was drum and
beats,
drum and bass.
Drum and bass. That
Yeah.
was what
It's
was
like
happening in
1200.
Gainesville that I went to. It was some crazy like festival in Gainesville in 98.
Ushuaia.
Yeah, it was all
Yeah.
drum and bass. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted him to go with me, but he had to play, of course.
Yeah.
Was
He
that
had
at
to
the
show.
Florida Theater?
No, it was in Gainesville, like a whole strip of all the bars.
Yeah, the Florida Theater in Gainesville.
I
Oh.
don't even know. I just know
Probably.
I showed up and it was the strip. And
They
we
used
all
to have
just
like 3-day
jumped all
raves,
different-
man. We
Yeah,
were like
that's what it
17,
was.
18, and we're cruising out there
Yeah.
like lying about where we were.
That's right.
going
And no,
to
and I
these
stayed at my
things.
friends that were going to college out there. I was like,
Gosh.
Jacksonville's wild.
No, he
Used
says
to be.
Gainesville.
it was, yeah,
It
that
was-
was
it
Gainesville.
was-
it was
Gainesville's
all
even
of it,
more.
man.
All of it.
Yeah. This whole area.
The cops didn't know. Like there were clubs that were having like all night raves, and if you went inside, there were people just, I mean, all kinds of stuff going on. But then they would pay the
Oh, yeah.
cops, and they would just sit out front and make sure like no, but it all like there was people started dying and ODing, and it changed.
I would
and they started
imagine 3-day
cracking down.
raves.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
it was,
what happened.
was it?
it was
Okay.
crazy,
I
man.
was wondering what happened.
What was the one place? It started.
Perditions.
Traditions.
Was
I
it
didn't go
Perdition?
there. Yeah, it was. That
On
was the one.
University
Yes.
by
pretty
Douglas
sure.
Anderson?
It's
That's beach. Is
it's
Atlantic
Like a beach.
or
I don't know, beach.
Yeah, I never went there because I always heard that was a place that
Oh,
you
we
go
went
and
there
just,
all the time.
we went there all the time too.
Yeah.
man.
It was.
My buddy
Yeah,
was
it was
the
too
door. A
wild
guy
for
from
me.
Middleburg ran the door for that. I grew up with him, so
Really?
that he was like he would always take. Anyways,
I remember going
we're doing bad things.
when we're leaving
Yeah,
there.
that was all I
I
heard.
remember
about that.
leaving there, going out, and it's like daylight,
Yes.
and you're just like, oh.
You would go from there to the damn. You could go over to the apartments over in. They were brand new at the time, but they're the UNF apartments over there that are on Kernan coming off. That are there. I forget the name of them, man. But they had a rule that so that place would close at like 8 or 9. And then you'd go over and sit in somebody's house over there or apartment for like an hour, 30 minutes. And then at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, you could go to the pool and play music there. So then you could
Oh
go
my
from
God.
there over to a house
Continues.
party and go most of the rest of the day of Sunday,
Okay.
man. Or
that we did that, but it was over off of Confederate Point.
Lone Star.
Oh my god.
The apartments off of Confederate Point. That's where I ended up for the club, and then the pool party the next day.
Mitchell's like, what the fuck?
I'm just thinking about the people ODing at the 3-day rave, and
Yeah, right.
hopefully they weren't surprised.
No. It was. I don't know. It was different back then, but
yeah, very.
You didn't have to worry about some of the things you do now, but it was more people not drinking water if they were giving out water.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. No, if you're
drinking water that wasn't water.
That's GHB.
My God, it was so scary. Oh, I felt so bad. She's
like, what?
flipping out.
Yeah.
That's why ever since then I will not drink anybody else's water. Because when that happened to my friend, I was like, nope, no thanks.
What happened?
She thought, well, because we were at a club and she wanted some water, and this guy handed her water bottle. Uh-huh. She thought it was water. It was not. It was G. She flipped out.
So
she had to call her mom.
It's a male hormone. It's a male hormone, so it's not naturally produced in the female body. So when they take, if a guy takes it, it makes you feel like you drank half a bottle of whiskey and maybe did a couple ounces of coke. the girls, when they do it, it doesn't. Their body it can kill them basically.
Yeah. I would never drink after anybody, especially if I didn't know them. It's like no.
I had a girlfriend that we were
friends
with.
Fentanyl, so they got new worries.
At 618, we had a girl that we were friends with get pricked with ketamine one time there, and it messed her up really bad.
Really?
They ended up finding that dude and arrested him, if I'm not mistaken. But the bouncers identified because he pricked 4 or 5 girls, so he finally did it to somebody that had somebody with him, and they saw and it kind of grabbed him. And
that has never even crossed my mind.
Searching for the guy when it happened, but
that never crossed my mind. I've never even thought about that. That is freaking scary. Wow.
3-day raves.
Anyway. Seriously, we are in outer space right now. So, what are your future plans?
So me and this guy are working on another project now. We're going to hopefully get into pre-production on it pretty soon. And the goal is to start filming in spring. It's going to be a horror film. It's a different take on a werewolf film. So if you like werewolves, it's a different take.
It's so hot right now.
I know, right? I'm hearing a lot about werewolves lately.
I love werewolves.
Yeah. Actually, somebody's supposed to be coming out. Who was it? Somebody big's coming out with a werewolf film pretty soon. When I heard that, I was like, gotta write quicker.
Right.
Ride the wave.
First,
But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then hopefully find some more filmmakers that are up and coming, because that's the hardest part from the world that I come from, is just finding someone to believe in you enough to finance your project. So we're going to keep an eye out for those, and hopefully we have another film after that, whether it's somebody else or something of our own, and just keep rolling that momentum forward and making good movies.
Are y'all filming here in Florida?
We don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
We don't know yet. Yeah, we're the script is pretty much finished. It's just now getting to pre-production. That's when you get your producers and money team to start looking at, tax incentives and just all the different benefits from shooting in all the different areas, and just kind of weigh your options and see what's best.
Now, is Georgia popular because they have good incentives?
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of films and a lot of things are filmed in Georgia.
Yeah,
they just started it.
Yeah, back in whenever The Walking Dead kind of started, that was kind of the early move.
That's when I first heard about it.
Even the Marvel movies were shooting in Georgia for a while, and Tyler Perry has a studio up there now. There's so many things being shot in Georgia because they have really great tax incentives. You shoot up there, and if your budget's over a certain amount, it's really worth it. So yeah, I mean, that's on it, to be honest with you. That's something we're considering now. Is just okay, do we shoot in Georgia? And Florida's just, for whatever reason, I think they just make so much money with the tourism.
They had an incentive. They canceled it. Miami and them are talking about adding, or I think they have one that's the 4 counties, Dade metro area has a incentive if you film there, but if you go outside of those counties, but the state killed ours.
So how do you do that when you're going to film? You find a location. What do you go to the city?
To get incentives, you have to. So the state set them up as you go film there. You give you need to be audited. You need to spend the money there. So you can. There's different levels that you can do. You can do the post production there and get it, or you can take the post production somewhere else. You can get paid to film it there, but whatever you do, you get audited at the end, and there's metrics that you have to hit, and whatever those metrics are, you can get reimbursed through. Sometimes it's a tax credit that you have to sell off and get your money, or sometimes it's just straight cash that they pay you. It depends on the state, and that's kind of where depending on what you are, Georgia has an unlimited one, so they can turn around and do Marvel movies and be able to pay out the incentive, where if you went to Ohio, they have an incentive too, but it's more geared for films like us and they would never do a Marvel movie because if they did one a year, that would eat up their whole incentive budget. So it's not an unlimited. So it's really like a strategy thing and what you can get. And
There's a lot involved.
Yeah.
And so like in Florida, there are counties that have their own like incentive, but there's no like statewide thing, and that's why you see a lot of things not being shot in Florida anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
For that reason.
But also why they're not filming in California, it's really expensive there. So like if you're comparing it to California, it could still be cheaper to be in Florida or
100%.
somewhere else. It just depends on which it's so. That's the thing about movies, man, and where a fund like ours can really be beneficial to people. It's like as an investor, you don't know the movie industry. I can tell you right now, like, no matter how much you think you know good movies and whatnot, there's so much that goes into it that's outside of A to B stuff. So it's like, if you're not missing this other stuff or not hitting it right or not having the right connections or the right, I mean, it's like any other business, man. It's a club. They have people that they work with and they feel comfortable they doing business with, and they're not there to lose money. So it's once you were asking about crews and stuff like that, that's why you see so many of them have the same film crews and everything. You know what you're getting out of the people. Your actors might be different, but I can't wonder whether you're going to be there or not, or whether, you know what I mean? The little things need to just run.
How do you go about that? Trying to find somebody
you just hit their agents up and work with. Most talent, the SAG people are all running through these certain agencies. So that, there's the top agencies that operate hundreds of people. So if you get, and a lot of times, like, if you're going for this actor, they might have 5 friends that they like to work with. So if you're offering them, you might get a little bit to get them, or they might all be represented by the same guy. So they might, once you sign the main person and come to terms on that, they're going to be like, well, I was looking at these supporting roles and we think this, and this, and they start kicking you ideas. But ultimately as a you got to make a decision on how much, because some of that stuff is beneficial to you because you need them to promote it and sell it. I don't own an Amazon, or no matter what we do, we don't have a platform like that to push it on. So you need places like that to take your movie to, and you need marketing streams and stuff like that. So ultimately it all just needs to,
And like in a situation where you don't have the money that they would like, it helps to know somebody who knows somebody. If you can get a connection to that actor and they really like the project, then it might help you when it comes time to get them to commit.
Well, I was just wondering if maybe you knew somebody who would know somebody. It sounds like that's kind of like how you've ended up where you are.
Yeah, well, again, Nick, Nick, he knows a lot. Like Nick had a project called Good Day for it, and it had like Freddy Krueger was the Robert Englund that played Freddy Krueger. He was in it. Robert Patrick, the bad guy from Terminator 2, he was in it. So
the guy the movie the Death House. So I didn't watch it. I mean, because I think I started to, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. I think it seemed a little creepy or something. There was something that was just kind of like,
it's like demonic a little bit.
And I don't like anything. I don't like anything like that. So as soon as I start feeling
the horror,
probably getting views.
So as soon as I started feeling like that, like I was like, no, I can't watch this. But I did look at who was all in it, or I saw like when it first started. The guy, isn't that the one the guy from
Danny Trejo?
No, Candyman.
Oh yeah.
I did watch scary movies back in the day, a long time ago.
So it's unfortunate. He passed away now, but he was supposed to, the second movie in that franchise was all built around him and his character. And it would have been really, because he is amazing.
Yeah.
And a really good actor. But we didn't get that far in the first, so the original Leatherface wrote that movie. And that's why so many horror people were in it, was he. Okay. But then he got sick and passed away. He got cancer and died. And he didn't tell anybody until right before he died. So he ultimately kind of left it all in he hadn't approved he had just approved the script from the guy Harrison Smith that we wrote it from, but he was supposed to be a bigger part. It was all these things that movie was doomed. It just had a lot of things that happened that strung it out. Demons. And then ultimately,
I just noticed those were technically like famous people.
There were a lot of them, man, and the people under the stairs guys were in it. There was a ton of actual. If you're a horror industry person, there were so many of them in there
back in the day, but now I can't.
Which one did you get Michael Madsen in?
He was in Garlic and Gunpowder.
Dude.
So Rick met through the same thing.
So y'all have worked already
Nick is
with
working
some
with
known
Michael.
people.
Nick is working with Michael Madsen, and Brandon's friends with Nick. So Rick got that connection that way, and then ultimately Michael Madsen, God rest his soul, not talking bad about him, but he was a party animal. So he would make a shit ton of money on these Tarantino films, and then he would party his ass off until he got another film. And if you caught him, my boss Rick was not a dumb guy, man. He picked up on that really quick, and he would start following Madsen. And when Madsen would get not in a project for a while, he would track him down and they go hit him up. So he had him in 3. He did they did a mobster like run that was going to be really good with I can't think of his name right. Anyways, they had a mob movie, but they had multiple really talented people in it, and it got caught up. They were going to sell it, and then one of the owners, like held out on the deal, and then they got passed up and never got it done. But they did really good, man. They had a lot. Madsen and him worked together a lot. Rick ended up getting him, and then so Rick would go hit him up, and he actually, to get him in Garlic and Gunpowder, took a bag of like 10 grand cash in a paper bag, met him at a job he was on. He was trying to leave this agent he was with. So he took the 10 grand cash and signed the contract, told us we couldn't pronounce it for like 3 months until he was out of this contract with this agent, and then turned around. So that's how Rick got him in that film, was just having cash available when he was hard up and was ready to do it. And,
that sounds like story. A movie on its own. Like, you got to write that.
What sucks is we had a script that we want to do in the future, and I was like, Michael Madsen's perfect for this role. And he told me that story, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. And then he passed away like a couple months ago.
He's brilliant, though, man. He was
still a good story. Just find somebody else to be.
So talented.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I could think of who was in.
Wasn't he Pink? Mr. Pink?
No,
he was
Mr. Blonde.
He was blonde.
Mr. Blonde.
I can't remember. Buscemi was pink.
God. I freaking love that movie.
That changed my life.
Such a great movie.
My grandma, my dad's mom, she noticed I didn't watch cartoons. I was like 9 years old, to quit watching cartoons. I was watching like sitcoms, like Three's Company and Full House. And she's like, oh, you're not really into the kids stuff no more, are you? And she always had VHS tapes. And she's like, I think you would enjoy this. It's a little more grown up. And I went from Three's Company and Full House to she showed me
Reservoir Dogs. Oh, God.
I was probably about that age, too. And I was watching Freddy Krueger, though,
that's
too.
That's our kid's grandma, too.
I mean, I was 8 watching Freddy Krueger, and I watched all this. Like, I watched all those scary movies, and it didn't even faze me, like, when I was a kid. But now I can't. It's so crazy.
Our daughter saw some movies
horror.
at Grandma's house that we probably wouldn't have approved of.
That's what grandparents are for.
I haven't seen it yet. Have y'all watched Weapons?
Oh, yeah.
Our daughter has.
She did,
she's the movie, like, she's got the whole movie thing where you can go and watch a movie, like, all week. Like,
my sister-in-law then watched it, and it took her 3 times to get through the whole movie. She said she was so scared.
Oh, really?
I think she's probably seen it twice by now. I don't know.
There was one.
Is it that scary?
It's not that scary, but I mean, it was all right.
She said
I'm
pretty sure that was the one.
She watches every, like, the horror flicks that scare the crap out of people.
Yeah.
And there was one that she started to watch and she turned it off, and I was like, I gotta watch that movie. I haven't watched it yet.
What was it?
Evil Lurks. Have you seen that?
Where Evil Lurks? Oh, that's a sick movie, dude. It's like the Argentinian movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a sick movie. I loved it.
She couldn't watch it.
Well, how long did she get in? Because there's like they spread it out where like there's
bit, I think,
pretty like every 20 minutes something sick happens.
Yeah.
There's like one scene that'll really trigger you, bro. really if you have kids, it'll really trigger you. I was
tempted to watch it just because she turned it off. I was like, ooh.
I'll be honest with you. It took me like 2 times to watch. I couldn't really get into it, but once I got past like the first 10 or 15 minutes, really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
It's a sick movie, dude. Sick.
I can't watch disturbing movies anymore.
With the clown. Yeah.
Terrifier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one that she watched and don't think she's a big fan.
It's just over the top.
Yeah.
I think. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the third one. I saw the first 2. I didn't mind it. I mean, it's a gore fest. If you like the gore, that's it.
Nope.
I like Kill Bill gore. You know, like the You know,
I mean,
Not
that's
the
kind of
salt water.
terrifying.
I
dude.
run
Is it?
from like
Okay.
the salt
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
I
funny.
probably like it then.
Yeah, you
I like
probably
that
like
real
it.
really like his head exploded like that. You know?
Yeah, no, you would probably like watch Terrifier 2. Don't watch the first one.
All
Just
right.
skip straight to number 2.
That'll be my Sunday watch.
No, I don't even think I can let you watch that in the house.
Yeah, right.
I was like, yeah, no. I don't want that evil in my house.
So when we first were living together, I got a PS2, maybe PS1. It might have been a PS1, but I got what was the game? Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
So I got that game, right, and I was so addicted to it.
Oh my god!
I'd be playing it at like 4 a.m, knowing I had to work the next day, and it's like, you know, and like the creepers going across the ceiling and stuff. That's like, and she ended up telling my roommate, take the
when
game
he moved
back.
out. Yeah,
Like,
take this with you.
I was at work and I came home to play my video game and it was gone. So I
That's
don't
the
know what
only
happened to
thing that I've ever
I
done
know.
that's like that. Like
It's all good.
I just
forgive
couldn't
you.
anymore. I was like, that thing's gotta go.
That would have done damage anyway.
Yeah.
If I'd have
You're not
become
heading
a
down the right
gamer,
road.
you know,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all I need.
God forbid.
Like I got time to play games. I don't.
Oh,
So,
That's become like a serious industry. I didn't really.
oh my gosh.
Dude,
Seriously.
that's what I tell people all the time. My grandpa died before it was a big thing, but I'm like, man, my grandpa was such a man's man. Like, if he knew that grown men got paid to play video games now, oh my gosh,
I can't
man.
get over the kids that watch other kids
Right.
play video games. They watch videos of video games. I'm like, this is insane. It's
Yeah.
gone too
But
far.
dude, those guys
Oh,
make
I know.
so much money.
That's like our kids. They'd watch people playing
To get the
Minecraft.
Cheats
and then
and stuff.
I couldn't even get my mind around Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the point? You know, and they'd be playing it like you hear like a hammer and then you hear like a I'm like, what is going on in there? And it's all like,
Whatever. Mason built my
pixelated.
dream house.
oh my gosh, they
I was
did
like,
amazing
How
things.
do you
Like
even do this?
we're like, our kids are going to be architects when they grow up, you know. And then
Oh,
yeah,
This is beautiful
And that's like a-
house. Like,
I was
Where's
like, how
he
do you
at? Is
make
he
it?
still down in Tampa?
He's in Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
They
What?
moved to Chicago.
How's he
He's-
like that?
so
He
far,
loves it, actually.
Chicago, just hands down.
He
Like,
loves
it's a
it.
fun city.
Yeah, they're loving it. They found a nice little apartment. He's like showing out the window. There's a park right across the street, and there's people playing folk
bluegrass.
songs. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like a John Hughes movie or something.
I
you
think
know?
he is in that area.
Yeah, seriously.
There's
They're
a
doing
music
good.
venue, Martyrs, up there I want to go to. I've never been to, but they have such good concerts. But it does all bluegrass and stuff like
Yeah,
that too, man.
yeah. It was. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
So,
I can't wait to visit.
it's not what you see in the news. Definitely.
No.
Not where
Really?
he's at.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's they're doing good. So proud of them.
I was gonna go to the it was the when I guess it wasn't Dead and Company, but it was the Dead. But when they had Trey Anastasio with them, we tried.
Right.
We bought tickets through. I forget the ticket. It was
Like
like,
the 50th anniversary. I
dude,
think.
they ripped us off. They like never gave us our tickets. They said they were gonna buy them. It was through this like ticket agency thing. And
I remember
they
that
said
whole
they were
thing.
Gonna, said they were
Yeah.
gonna sell us to us. We paid money. It was like $1,500 for a night. And then they never brought us our tickets.
Wow.
And then I had to fight with my bank and the people like 4 months later because the tickets never showed up to get them. And we never ended up going. I was so
That's
disappointed
crazy,
in
yeah.
that.
And then we thought that was the final show. And then
Yeah.
they tour for 10 more years. They're still touring.
That's
What
what. Didn't we get our tickets because we thought
Yeah, I
it
was
was going to
like,
be the
okay.
last tour?
yeah. We paid
They're
like
still touring.
$50 for ours.
I
When
heard the
everybody
other
was
day
like-
Billy wants to take over for Bob Weir whenever he wants to step down. Billy Strings said he would take over and start playing with John Mayer. I'm like,
What?
let's see that, please.
What?
Did y'all see him at the
That'd be
Grateful Dead?
badass.
Like, they sat in together, and you should go watch it. It's like
Okay.
about a 10-minute video with Billy Strings sitting in, absolutely ripping it with John Mayer.
Oh,
They've
I
been
bet.
going back
Wow.
and
Oh,
forth.
we got to see that.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That would be a good duo, or I guess
That'd be
combination.
amazing.
It was at that Grateful Dead 60 they did at Golden State Park
Right.
last month
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. Our friend was there. She was like, it was amazing.
Mhm.
It was the
That
greatest
park's humongous.
time of my life.
You're from California. You've been
Yeah,
through there before.
I've been there.
It blew my mind how big it
Haight-Ashbury.
was. I spent a whole day just trying to walk through the park and
Yeah.
stuff. They're like, go here, go there. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, this is humongous.
Yeah. That, I didn't even know what she was talking about. I was like, what? 60 years? They had it.
That's insane, right?
I've just been out of the
years.
loop. Yeah, that's crazy. 60 years. Good for them.
Yeah.
What's left of them?
Well,
they're killing it.
So I went and saw Leonard Skinner not too long ago at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, and like it's not the original members anymore, but man, that music brought me back to being a teenager, and I'm like, dude, somebody needs to be playing this. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. I don't care if time's time, man. And people are gonna die. You got to move on, but like at some point, don't kill the music, man. Don't let the music die.
Exactly. The Grateful Dead is like how many cover bands play Grateful Dead music and do it right, you know? It's like just keep it living, you know? I mean, I love that.
I can't remember the name of the CD, but there's a CD they put out like 4 or 5 years ago that was like 50 different bands that were all like insane. None of it was like typical music, but they were all covering Dead songs and like their own genre, and it was a great CD.
Slightly Stupid was on it. And,
you know what I'm talking about? It was so cool. It was such a good CD, man. It was like just different takes on the same music.
Bob Weir in with Slightly Stupid, and they were playing like Scarlet Begonias or something. They did like a full session. It was badass. Yeah. But I mean, that music should live forever. Honestly.
Man. Skinner's like that, though. I'll argue that any day, man. Yes. They got a lot of good songs with Skinner's, man. You can't go, I mean, being a Middleburg boy, I know we get it.
And I know there's one song that not a lot of people like to play or cover. You don't.
Freebird?
Yes, because it's too long.
Yeah, and it's like
there's only a few bands that will do it. Yeah.
You know, even Johnny didn't want to play that, you know, for a long time, and it's just people just play Freebird.
It's such a good song.
I'm not even going to attempt it. It's got to be perfect, you know. Yeah. It's just I don't know. That's just me. And I want to do the 12-minute version. So
nobody would know. You just condense it, cut it off short.
Y'all got any good concerts coming up?
What that we're going to?
Yeah.
Bouncing Souls.
Bouncing Souls.
Oh, we're gonna go see Mark Ribier.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know who that is? He's like
you gotta look him up. That's all I can say. Just look him up.
Mark Ribault. The DJ guy?
Yeah. Yes. Well, we call it
Riblet.
I thought it was Ribier.
It is Ribier. Riblet. Yeah,
yes.
he's funny.
Where's he at?
He's
gonna be on the 5.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's what
that would be fun. I wonder if he's wearing his pajamas.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. Underwear.
I don't think
robe.
He doesn't go out anywhere. He's always in a robe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I found him when it was COVID, like the lockdown, because apparently he was like office, like he worked in an office in a cubicle, and his dream was to just play music. And so during lockdown, he's at home, and like that's where I discovered him. He was like playing in his apartment. I didn't discover him there. I discovered him online. He was just playing really out of his apartment, and I just love that story. Like he was just like worked in a cubicle, and then he just like dreamed of being this DJ, and everybody found out about him during COVID, during the lockdown, and then he's huge. After that, going to all the EDM concerts, I guess. And
what's the other one? Bass Nectar was like that.
Yeah.
And they were both at Halloween that year.
It was like Mark versus Bass Nectar. You know,
that's funny.
There was like a rivalry going on there.
Some of that stuff I can only do for like the Bass Nectar stuff.
Yeah,
man, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And I'm like, all right. But that was I mean, it happens.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. That's kind of me too. I'm like really not into all that. But Mark Ribier, he's just like, he puts on a show.
Yeah.
Like he's just
Tornado
crazy.
Rider.
Oh yeah.
Done that way for me. I can do like the first, like, unless it's like I peed on a falcon, I can do that all day. But other than that, like if they're playing any other, it's like 5.
Yeah, and then he starts taking the dark turn too sometimes.
Like going down.
He's off the charts.
I'm like, somebody needs to do a health check on him.
He's up in trees now and like eating toothpaste and like coffee grinds
and the toilet.
And his hair's all shaved weird. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, you'd have to look up him too. I don't know what's going on.
He comes from like really rich parents and like wealthy.
He's like Juilliard.
Juilliard.
He's classically trained.
But he's like
plays cello to like rock shit.
Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Oh, you should look him up.
We got pictures of our kids with them.
Yeah, because it was that Swanee.
Well, 10 years ago, they were amazing. Like them and the Waco Ramblers and all that, man. I could do that all day.
All night. Yep. Yeah, no, we love that. But yeah, he's
from Middleburg. Red Rocket from Waco Ramblers is from Middleburg and grew up with like Josh Harmon and a bunch of guys I know. Yeah, Steve Russell and them. They then ended up out in Panama City, out in Croydon Beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do they go by now?
They were the Tennessee Firearms for a lot. I don't know what they don't think they go by anything, man. He's a truck. He went back to truck driving, if I'm not mistaken. But
I probably know him.
He wrote some good songs, man. He's got a song about truck driving that's like probably one of the best truck driver songs ever. Dude. It's Red Rocket was funny,
I love those truck driving songs.
Yeah, I know. We play a whole set.
Yeah.
Because Casey's a truck driver, so yeah.
It's good stuff.
Good times. Good times.
Nothing wrong with a good
truck driving. What kind of music do you like?
Man, like favorite band's probably Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah,
I almost wore that shirt. That's hilarious.
Oh
yes.
wow, no way. Yeah, I was listening to them on the way over. I was like, man, they never get old, man.
Yeah,
40 years, they never get old.
I was 14 when I saw them. They were one of my first concerts
in LA.
They Orange County.
Okay,
and they opened for Aerosmith.
Really?
And they almost got booed off the stage because they were like unknown.
That's
they were
crazy.
opening for Aerosmith, so, and everyone wanted Aerosmith. But yeah, I went for Guns N' Roses, and I was like, man, because my friends at the time they all loved them. That was my high school music. Heck yeah,
dude, that was actually my first concert, man. Never thought I would see them live in my life,
right?
Because ever since I was born, they were pretty much broke up.
Yeah.
And then 2016, I went and saw them in Camping World, Orlando. First concert ever, man. Slash up there just playing 3 hours straight.
That's where we saw whatchamacallit. The one band we were just talking about. Isn't it? Camping World?
Camping World?
Or, is that the arena?
It's like the football stadium.
Okay, no. Never mind.
Yeah. But then my mom, she's been a GNR fan since she was like 12 years old. You know, back when they first came out, she saw them on MTV. And I got to take her to Jacksonville to see them. That was like a dream come true, man. To see her, see Slash. You know, it's like, oh, she's living her.
Yeah, I love
she's living her childhood dream, man.
Yes.
So that was cool. But Lucero, I like Lucero.
Yeah,
they're coming to Jacksonville tomorrow night. Actually, I was wanting to see them. And then what's another band?
Oh, are they going to be at the 5?
They're going to be at oh god, it's like a brewery.
Oh, okay. I knew it was somewhere because I saw something about them coming.
Yeah, they're playing like a 20-year anniversary show for one of their albums. I really wanted to check them out, but I've seen them like twice in the past 2 years, so I'm probably going to miss it. But yeah, like a lot of the, I guess it's older rock. I saw a thing the other day. This is kind of crazy. It says the early 2000s rock is as far away now as like the 80s rock was in 2000.
I've seen those comparisons. It's so weird.
I'm like, no, it's not. Stop it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is crazy.
For the past 20 years, there really haven't been any good music. So it's like everything just kind of stood still for that time. So now it's like, it doesn't
it's
seem
like when does the
passed.
new classic rock happen?
Dude,
you know,
I don't know.
Because it's like classic rock is this. I know that's what I'm saying. It's like 60s to 70s.
Yep.
That's classic rock.
Mm-hmm.
There'll never be another classic rock.
I kind of feel like it's the same with movies. Like we got to start seeing some better movies coming out. Like
that's true.
We got to start making.
They got to break the mold of the studios that do safe bets.
I know that's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's either they're remaking the same movies, but they're not as good. You can't remake a lot of those movies. So it's like we need to see the creativity coming out.
And, got it right here.
Yeah.
People are lazy though, naturally, man. That
yeah,
you know, you can cut a corner and say, "Hey, this worked, and this did this. Let's just redo."
It's nostalgic, and they'll love it because it's like that.
No, it's not nostalgic.
No, I know.
That's
it's
why
not.
it's all this cookie cutter
it's annoying.
bullshit. Like
Gilmore
Town Center.
Yeah,
you know, don't get me started on that. It's like you look at this studio. This is all like nostalgia for me. You know, everything in here makes me feel a certain way. You know, it's like, and then you go to places in like Town Center, like all these new places. We were talking about in a podcast where I grew up. It was like Huntington Beach was this cool little surf town, and they mowed down all the cool little surf shops and everything, and mom and pop's places, and put up like these Town Center looking buildings. I don't know how to just corporate like chains and stuff. And
Money makers, man, with the cheapest material.
Right, exactly. But and people
layout.
like that, you know. It's like I guess I'm an old soul.
Well, it's just like why our studio
I don't like it.
doesn't look like how they tell you you're supposed to set up your podcast studio.
Yeah, exactly.
All white and like a plant
Seriously,
here
that's
and
exactly
a
it.
shelf there, like
Little
we
plastic
did that.
plant
Make
and
your
a
people
YouTube
feel like they're in
award.
a weird world.
They're all, and then they all look the same, and it's all
Yeah.
like, and they tell you to do that. I'm like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You want to
this
be at
is-
a doctor's office doing your podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it looks like. Like you're gonna, yeah, like you're at a
Well, that's like
psychologist.
music. If you look at it, like all the
You're
artists,
on the couch.
all
But
the-
you don't want to feel like that.
No.
like a lot of artists came out in the early 2010s and they were all doing hip hop. But if you look at them now, they're all moving back towards like, I guess, pop punk or whatever the equivalent is now. And it's like, why weren't you doing that then? You know what I mean? It's just because you're just following what's cool.
Right.
And that's like same thing as movies. You're just all the studios. They're just following what they know works. They're just following what's cool. So yeah, I guess it's just going to take a good movement of art, whether it's music, movies, everything together to just, you know, a bunch of people stick together and break the mold. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to take a big movement because everything's kind of just like still water right now.
Yeah, I think it's like what you're saying. It's like everybody was doing your own thing, but then it ended up being like everybody's kind of following along, and you're all in this. And now somebody has to be like, no, we need to get out of this whole same thing that we're doing, and start making your own.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be other people like us. Like, I will sit there and watch the same movie because it makes me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, like John Hughes movies. We are
Well, it's
like,
just because they're well made, though, too.
Yeah.
yeah, I know, but it like brings you back to a spot. You know,
Well,
there's
you're right. 'Cause there are
nostalgia.
some that aren't well made that we'll watch over and
Yeah,
over.
exactly.
So-
Like they live.
But there's
you know?
I know,
there's
it's
something,
horrible, but we love it.
there. There's something there
Yeah.
that keeps you coming back, or you want to see something you didn't see the first time you watched it, or the 100th time you watched
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
The
another
Office. Do y'all watch The Office?
Yes. Yeah, the
that
show.
is on replay at my house so
Oh, yeah.
much, man. Between my wife, my daughter, and
That's
my sister-in-law.
relatable. Like you could totally relate with those.
You see
characters.
stuff though when you're watching that you never like. I've watched it probably 5 times, start to finish, and then I'm like, "What episode is this?" I'll be working at my desk, and I'm like, "That was funny. What was that?"
Right.
But
I didn't see that. Yeah, so good stuff. Yeah, so we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, I know we could talk
Been
all
gone
night.
A while.
thank y'all for having
Editing
us.
wizard.
Yes, thank y'all for coming out.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks
it's
for
been a
coming all the
pleasure.
way out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to meet you.
Likewise.
Yes.
Love your
Likewise.
movie. I can't wait to see what you got in the
Dude.
future, both of you.
Thank you so
And,
much for
Yeah.
watching, man. Yeah, we'll cook something up good.
You got
Okay.
fans. If you ever need a band,
For sure. No,
Yeah.
that's-
So where do we find y'all on?
So I'm on
Facebook
Instagram. If you can follow me at Wake Up Mr. Cole, no spaces or anything. And then if you want to check out the film, at Against the Spread Film on Instagram. We're not on Facebook or anything, but you can find us on there. And then we're distributed by Jackrabbit Media. If you want to check out their page, you can find us through there and check out all their other projects.
Amazon, Apple, Google Play, Fandango
Yeah,
at
so
home.
the
You can watch
film-
us all over the place. You
Yeah,
can
you
get
can
the
rent
DVD
it
or
or
Blu-ray
Yeah, we
on
got
Amazon.
it. We rented it from Prime, I think.
Yeah, so you can rent us on there, like you said, Fandango. You can, if you're into physical media, you can find us on Amazon, or Walmart.com also has us. So
Okay,
just check out Against the Spread movie in Google and you'll find something.
awesome.
And go rate us afterwards. Please go to Letterboxd
Yeah, I need to
or,
do that. I'll
or
do that.
IMDb.
Yeah,
man, those
IMDb.
help so
IMDb, I was
much.
gonna say I saw your both on there. So
Yeah, I didn't even
And
know
if you
to do
have
that.
us on Amazon, if you rent the film through Amazon or buy the film on Amazon, if you can give us a rating on there
Yep.
too,
Yep.
that
All of
also
them.
helps us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all that stuff tricks the algorithm or helps the algorithm.
Yeah.
I don't know how all that internet stuff works, but everything you do to support the film helps us.
Yeah.
We're still
Yep.
above like a 8 or 9
We're
on
at 8.6.
8.6 and anyway, doing well. We're hoping to get certified
Yes.
fresh pretty soon, which will help bring
Awesome.
us to another audience. And you know, low budget, man. We don't need a lot. If y'all go watch
I
us, we
love
can be
it.
profitable. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I love
spread
it.
the word.
Independent.
People
Spread the
don't
word.
realize all it takes, just like you guys' channel, subscribe.
Yeah,
all it takes is
exactly.
a click of a button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's free. Just
Sharing
subscribe.
it.
I know.
You know,
it's great.
do your
Free.
friends a favor. You know.
But I
Thank
love
y'all so much.
I love independent
Yes.
films, so I love when you can do it on your own. Just like music industry, you know, like I love seeing them people blow up on independent, do it
Yeah.
on your own. You don't need those crazy like where they just take your money.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
why do that?
It's still a team effort. It takes people like Brandon. It takes people like Tom, and but yeah, you don't need the man.
No.
Yeah,
I love it.
Sweet.
Yeah,
we're gonna blow up together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right on.
Man,
But thank y'all so much for coming out.
Thanks for coming out. Definitely.
For sure.
Looking forward to the future. All right. Peace.
Later on, y'all. Have a good
See
one.
y'all. Like and subscribe. We were talking about that.
Click
right?
of a button. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure.
Yep.